July 6, 1945, the war had ended for them long before the guns fell silent. Thousands of German soldiers, many barely older than boys were, shipped across the Atlantic and scattered through POW camps across America. Camps run not by battle-hardened officers, but by clerks, students, and, in some places, women filling wartime shortages. Anna had volunteered the year before, 23 years old, a farm girl from Indiana who had watched two brothers leave for the front. When she arrived at Camp Billings, she imagined a place carved out of steel and cruelty. She imagined hatred bleeding through the fences. She imagined danger in every shadow. Instead, she found a quiet, winter-bitten compound, surrounded by pine trees and barbed wire that hummed in the wind. But the tension lived inside the people. She felt it in the cafeteria, where even the cooks whispered. She felt it during roll call, where guards stood stiff as boards, gripping rifles tighter than necessary. She felt it in the POWs themselves, lean, pale, and exhausted, their faces etched with defeat. Some glared. Some stared at the ground. Some seemed not to see anything at all. At night, she heard murmurs through the barracks walls, different languages blending with fear. One guard muttered, "They're trained killers, Anna. Don't let their faces fool you." Another said, "Some of them were in France, some in Russia. You never know what they've done." And if the guards were afraid, the POWs were even more so. Anna noticed the way they flinched when metal clanged, how they froze when footsteps approached, how they hesitated before taking food trays, as if suspecting a trick. War didn't end at the gate. It clung to their bodies like frost. But that day, Anna would later write in her diary, something changed. But she didn't know the truth yet. The first contradiction came with music. It was a warm afternoon in early spring. Anna was walking between barracks when she heard it soft at first, then rising, a harmonica, a melody she recognized but couldn't place. Slow, melancholic, beautiful. She stepped closer. Several POWs sat in the sunlight, heads bowed, listening as one of them, thin hands shaking, played with surprising tenderness. For a moment, the camp didn't feel like a prison. It felt like a memory. She wanted to hate them, but couldn't. A week later, another contradiction. Books. She had been sorting through donations for the POW library, old textbooks, worn-out novels, travel guides with torn covers when she noticed a group of Germans hovering nearby, not demanding anything, just waiting patiently, eyes drifting toward the shelves like starving men eyeing a feast. When she opened the door, one of them, a schoolteacher before the war, whispered, "Thank you for this." The sincerity in his voice unsettled her. If this was kindness, why did it hurt so much? Then came the strangest contradiction, laughter. A group of POWs had been sent to help on a local farm, an agreement between the War Department and American farmers, desperate for workers. When they returned, they piled out of the truck covered in mud, grinning like children. One mimed slipping in the pigpen, and the others roared with laughter. Anna watched from a distance, confused. She had seen American families in town glare at these men. She had heard someone spit, "Let them rot." And yet here were the same enemy soldiers, laughing over pigs and mud and farm chores, as if the world beyond the wire didn't exist. But she didn't know the truth yet. Everything would shift with the hot dog. It was early July, Independence Day. The camp commandant had approved a small celebration, nothing extravagant, but enough to remind the guards and workers of home. Music, flags, and, of course, hot dogs. Anna was setting the trays when she overheard two guards laughing. Bet the Krauts-VE never seen one of these. No way. They'll think it's poison. She rolled her eyes, but the comment stuck with her. She didn't know the truth yet. When the POWs entered the yard, they were cautious. They always were around gatherings. Too many memories of forced marches and sudden orders. Too many losses. The line moved slowly, each man receiving a plate with a hot dog, a scoop of beans, and a small square of cornbread. Anna noticed their expressions immediately. Not delight. Not hunger. Fear. One young POW, barely 18, held the hot dog at arm's length like it might detonate. Another sniffed it, frowned, and whispered to the man beside him, A third crossed himself. Anna stepped closer, curiosity overpowering caution. A POW with wire-rimmed glasses looked at her pleadingly. "Fraulein, is this dog?" His voice trembled. She blinked, then realized. They thought Americans ate actual dog meat. "No," she said gently. "It's beef. And pork. A sausage. It's normal here." The man hesitated. Another POW whispered anxiously, "Is it truly safe?" Anna nodded. One by one, the Germans lifted the hot dogs to their lips, took a bite, paused. Their eyes widened not with fear, but with pure, startled delight. A ripple of amazement traveled through the yard. Whispers in German. Laughter. Disbelief. The young POW who had been trembling now took an enormous bite. Then another, practically inhaling the thing. The man with glasses looked at his empty bun and said softly, "Es schmeckt wie Frieden." It tastes like peace. Anna felt something in her chest loosen. But she didn't know the truth yet. That night, sorting leftovers in the supply shed, Anna found something lying atop a crate. A small, worn notebook. The cover soft with age. She picked it up, uncertain whether she should open it, but curiosity won. Inside, in careful German script, was a diary. A POW's diary. She flipped gently, finding an entry dated only weeks earlier. "We arrived today. America, land of the enemy. But the guards do not beat us. The women smile. They give us blankets. I do not understand. I have spent years being told these people were monsters. Now I see they are simply people. I do not know what to feel." She kept reading, heart pounding. "They served us bread. Real bread. Soft inside. I cried but hid it. I do not want the others to see." Then another. "There is a young woman in the cafeteria with dark hair. She does not flinch when she sees us. I do not know her name. But when she hands me my tray, I feel human again." Anna shut the diary, breathing hard. She knew who he meant, but she didn't know the truth yet. The news arrived on a crisp October morning. Repatriation orders. Many of the POWs, including Karl, would be going home. Germany was in ruins, but they would rebuild. They would start new lives. The war was over, truly over, for them. Anna felt the news like a blow and a relief at the same time. The camp changed immediately. Men walked lighter. Some cried openly. Some gathered in circles, planning for futures they weren't sure existed. Some carved wooden gifts for the guards who had treated them humanely. Karl found Anna near the supply shed. "I leave in 3 days," he said quietly. Her chest tightened. "That soon?" He nodded, searching her face. "I wanted to thank you. For everything." She smiled sadly. "I didn't do much. You did more than you know." He reached into his coat pocket and pulled out something wrapped in cloth. When he unfolded it, she gasped softly. It was his diary. "I want you to have it," he said. "I can't," she whispered. "It's your life." He shook his head. "It was the life I lived in here. Maybe someday, when the world is calmer, you will read it again and understand what you gave me." "What did I give you?" she asked. Karl met her eyes. Hope. But she didn't know the truth yet. Not until the final moment. The POWs lined up at dawn, breath white in the cold air. Buses waited outside the gate. Anna stood with the other workers, hands clasped tight, watching as men she had fed, spoken with, and slowly understood stepped forward to leave. Karl approached last. He paused in front of her, face pale with emotion. "I wanted to tell you something," he said. She inhaled. "What?" He gave a small, trembling smile. "The hot dog. It wasn't the food." He swallowed hard. "It was the moment I realized someone who should have hated me didn't." Anna felt tears sting her eyes. Karl bowed his head slightly. "War took everything from us," he whispered. "But your kindness gave a piece of it back." The gate opened. Light spilled across the dirt like a promise. Karl stepped toward the bus, then turned one last time. "Thank you, Anna." And then he was gone. Years later, Anna kept Karl's diary on her bookshelf. The leather worn. The pages yellowed. The story intact. She never forgot the camp. Or the faces behind the wire. Or the day a simple American hot dog shattered the walls built by propaganda fear. And war, she would say, it wasn't the food they feared. It was the possibility that everything they believed might be wrong. And she was right. Because in that camp, amid barbed wire and suspicion, a small act of humanity, a smile, a letter, a shared moment, a hot dog, became something powerful. A reminder that kindness can cross borders barbed wire never could. War took everything, but humanity gave it back.